Hey there, Anna here from Mask Addict, and today it's April 1st. There's so many April Fool's jokes going on. I'm kind of staying off the internet, so let me know if you've survived or did you fall for any? I've got Empties, and this is no joke. It's a full bag full of Empties, skincare, beauty, whatnot products. So as usual, I'm gonna go through everything, and if you catch me looking on the side, it's because I'm looking at my spreadsheets on my computer. And if this is your first time watching my skincare empties video, I do keep track of when I buy something, when I first start opening and using it, and when I finish it. And when I open something, I usually try and use it up continuously. So when I open a cleanser, that's the only cleanser I'm using. And then it'll give you a good idea of how long a particular product will work for you if you use it on a consistent basis. So let's get started. I'm gonna try and go through all the products in the order in which I use them. So first is this Sioris Cleanse Me Softly Milk Cleanser, and this is a travel size, 30 milliliters, 1 ounce. And I like this a lot. It's a creamy cleanser. It does not foam up, and I use this as a second cleanse after an oil cleanse, and it does get rid of any remaining dirt or debris. I use white towels when I wash my face or to like dry my face, and there's never any residue, any remaining makeup that ends up on my towel after using this. So this is a very like nourishing, moisturizing sort of creamy cleanser. So I do like this a lot. All Sioris products do have a scent to it. I can't quite place what it is. It's not floral, it's not herbal. It's like a botanically derived scent, but I can't really describe to you what exactly it smells like. But it does have a scent, and I would suggest giving them a try. You know, they do sell these little travel sized products or travel sized items, so give that a try before you commit to the full size. Next are toners. So this is the 107 Rose Vinegar Water, and unlike the name suggests, it neither smells like rose or vinegar. What did it smell like? 107 products always have the same smell to me. It's kind of like a soapy smell, and in a nostalgic, like when I lived at home when I was a kid, I would do the dishes, and it kind of reminds me of like the ivory soap that we would use at home. And I know that doesn't sound good, but I actually don't mind it, and it's not very strong. So don't be concerned about the name. Doesn't smell like rose or vinegar. This is like a pretty basic hydrating toner. This is 4 ounces, 120 milliliters, and this lasted 5 months. And I use this day and night, so this little bottle lasts a little while. Another toner that I finished up is the Olivarrier Dual Moist Toning Lotion. This I featured in my favorite K-beauty or Asian beauty skincare items, so I do love this toner a lot. It's very soothing. There's no scent to it that I can pick up. It feels a little like slightly thicker than water, and it does feel very hydrating. It's a very good toner if you have like sensitive skin, I think, or sensitized skin. I've used this when I kind of, overdid it with exfoliation or whatever, and this never, irritated my skin. Another toner, for this one, this lasted 3 months, and I used it day and night. I think this one I ran through it faster than this because I like to pour this in my hand, and I'm quite generous. I pour a big palmful and splash it all over my face. Whereas with this, I was using the spray, the mister. So I think the mist, you don't dispense quite as much. So that is a tip if you want your toners to last a little longer. Just save a bottle like this, like especially if you like the mister, save the bottle and just put your regular toners into this, and it'll last a little longer. One last toner I think is this Nacific Real Floral Calendula toner, and you can see at the bottom there are flower petals suspended in the toner. But considering there are flower petals in here, it doesn't have a strong floral scent, which I liked. You know, I don't want to be enveloped in, you know, a very overpowering scent. And this lasted about 2.5 months with twice daily use. So again, this is the same size. Yeah, these are both the same size, and this lasted 3 months, this lasted 2.5 months. So I kind of ran through these pretty quickly. Like, I just pour a big palmful. So this one, no complaints. I did think it was quite soothing, very hydrating. And if you can get it at a good price, I think it's pretty good. I also was very mesmerized by the flower petals floating around in the toner, but it does get a little annoying when you're at the end and you're getting like chunks of flower petal rather than toner. By the end, the novelty kind of wears off, but it is a good product. I don't need the flower petals at the bottom. This is the Indeed Labs Vitamin C24. This is a vitamin C serum, and unlike all the other vitamin C serums that I've tried that usually come in, you know, like a dropper bottle, it's usually L-ascorbic acid in water, in a water base. This has no water in it. It's kind of like it's a silicone base, and it spreads and applies like a cream. And even though it is a silicone base, I was thinking it would be like this velvety, slippy, slidey kind of makeup primer texture, but that's not the case at all. This I would apply on slightly damp skin after I apply toner. And it spreads, you know, pretty well, but then it sinks in pretty quickly, and you don't get that like feeling that you have, you know, a velvety primer on your skin at all. So you can feel free to layer things on top. I didn't experience any pilling, and I am a maximalist when it comes to my skincare routine. I continue to layer products on top, so I've never experienced that. This does have, I believe, 22% ascorbic acid, so it is very, very strong. I'm a seasoned vitamin C serum user, especially with L-ascorbic acid, and this can sting your skin, especially if you have like slightly compromised skin or maybe like a pimple that's healing. This will kind of burn. So I've read some tips that, you know, you layer this on damp skin and it helps the burn a little bit. Sometimes that works, sometimes it didn't, so I can't really say for sure if that was a good tip or not. So this lasted me almost 4.5 months. So, and this is like a drugstore price product. I bought this on a Black Friday sale, so it was only $12. I think normally it's $25. So very competitively priced compared to, you know, the vitamin C serums that you get in the dropper style bottle that might go bad faster than the 4 months that it took for me to use this. But again, if you're new to vitamin C, I wouldn't recommend this as your first go around because it is so strong and stingy and you know, a little unpleasant to use because no one wants your face to feel burnt. That being said, my skin didn't turn red or anything after that. It just stung on that initial application. So I'm going on and on about this. I did like this. You know, it works well as a vitamin C serum. I did, you know, see continuous like clarity and fading of dark spots and things like that. So I would repurchase that again, especially if I see it on sale. I'll group these two together because they're the same brand. So this is the UNIK Propolis serum, and this is the UNIK Beta-Glucan serum. So this guy lasted about 5.5 months, and this one lasted 4 months. And I'll tell you why this one I ran through faster, because they're the same size. This one has a really thick, snotty, goopy texture. And so I would just kind of use the whole dropper full because it was so hard to get out. This is actually a bad container for it. When I first opened this, I thought this dropper was broken because when I was squeezing, I saw that there was product in here, but it wasn't coming out. And you just have to be patient and wait for the snotty texture to like decide to come out of the pipette. Beta-Glucan is supposed to be more hydrating than hyaluronic acid, but because of the goopy texture of this, I didn't really enjoy it too much because I could really feel, you know, there was something on my skin. But using this over the winter time, you know, I did feel that, you know, it was hydrating and helping with the hydration of my skin. As for the Propolis serum, this is actually pretty inexpensive. Yeah, this is $20. A lot of my friends on Instagram compare it to, you know, more expensive Propolis serums. You know, I think Propolis is one of those ingredients that, you know is good for me, but I don't really see that famous glow that people talk about. My skin really likes licorice root extract, for example, if I wanted to look brighter. But for like that, you know, glass skin, dewy glow, I don't know if Propolis works for me. I'll keep trying, you know, because everyone seems to love it, but for, you know, less than $20, I'm okay with, you know, using this up, and it lasted nearly, lasted 5.5 months. So I'm not mad at it. I just, you know, maybe Propolis just isn't for me. Another serum is the Manyo Factory Ultra Moist Rebirth Ampoule, and this lasted 6 months. And oh, sorry, by the way, all of these, so this lasted 5 months, this lasted 4 months, this lasted 6 months. All of these I used just at nighttime. This I used like 2 drops. This I used like a whole dropper full just because it was so goopy. And then this also I used, you know, a couple of drops. These two have a very similar like gelish kind of texture, very easy to dispense compared to the Beta-Glucan. So for this, I think this is very high in hyaluronic acid. Again, during the winter time, my skin just like shrivels up and the AC is on or the heat is on at the office. And so my skin can use all the hydration it can get. So this was really nice at night. And layered well with all the other products. Would I repurchase again? I don't know. This is kind of a low joy product for me. You know, it doesn't have a, you know, beautiful packaging. It doesn't smell great, or it doesn't smell like anything. The feel of it is, you know, pretty standard. It's a good basic product, but did it bring me joy? Not really. It's a very, yeah, it's just a good basic product. So, you know, I'm not dying to use it again. What is next? This is the Skin and Lab Red Effect Cream. And what's crazy about this is it says it's made with 1,000,000 Damascus roses. How fancy is that? What I liked most about this was the smell. It smells exactly like walking through a rose garden. So it's not that artificial rose scent at all. It's as if you plucked a rose petal off of, you know, a garden, and it's that really fresh rose smell. I don't know. It was gorgeous. It has a gel texture, so I like to use this in the daytime. I've heard of other people using it at night. I think it could, you know, you could do both, really. It's up to you. This lasted 2.5 months, so 50 milliliters. I was a little bummed that, you know, I ran through this pretty quickly. Considering the price, I think it's on the pricier side, maybe $30 or $40. I'm not quite sure, but I did enjoy it, especially if you're a rose lover and you like if you want to feel like you're walking through a rose garden, pick up this cream. Next is an eye cream. Looks a little funny because this is the Tata Harper Restorative Eye Cream. And what's cool about this is all the product is in this like plastic bag. So I was using this and it stopped pumping any products out, but I could see that there's some more product in here. So I was kind of massaging the product around to get it in contact with the little straw thing to pump out more product. I can see that there's still a ton of product inside, so I think I'll just cut this plastic open and try and scoop out as much as I can. So this is an eye cream. It retails for $95, but I got this in a Cult Beauty box a while ago, so it was, you know, whatever hundreds of dollars it was, but I got a lot of value out of it. Anywho, this did last me 10 months with once nightly use. So I would just pump out like a tiny little bit and it was enough to cover the whole eye area. So for $95 and it lasting almost a year, you know, if you do want to invest in an eye cream, this isn't a bad one. I don't really have any eye issues like dark circles or puffiness or not even wrinkles yet. I know, I'm, you know, very lucky. So eye creams are kind of just like meh, whatever for me. But this was a nice one. You know, it did hydrate the under eye area quite nicely. But considering I don't really have any eye issues, I don't really see myself investing a ton of money in eye creams. To be honest, like all the eye creams I've ever used or gotten are either free samples or like this was in a box. I had no choice in the matter. So hopefully that trend continues because I spend my money elsewhere on other products. So next is a sunscreen. This is the Krave Beauty, the Beet Shield. And this I bought from their US based site. So they cannot market or promote this as a sunscreen because it is using UV filters that are not approved by the FDA here in the United States. If you buy this in Korea, it is called Beat the Sun, and I believe it's SPF 47 or 50 with PA 4 pluses. So it is a sunscreen. I did use this as a sunscreen. It's just not marketed as a sunscreen here in the US. This has like a yellowy color to it, and everyone describes it as condensed milk texture. So it is a fairly thick, creamy sunscreen. I wouldn't call it hydrating or moisturizing though. I did use a separate moisturizer before applying this. It didn't have a white cast. It does leave a very dewy, almost oily sheen to your skin. I'm using a Japanese sunscreen right now, and it's like the complete opposite. It completely mattifies my skin, which I think I prefer. But anyway, this kind of just left my whole face like feeling a little oily. The nice thing about this as well is it never got into my eyes and like made my eyes sting. It never did that. And like I said, no white cast. Pretty good price. This was, I think, $18, and this lasted almost 2 months, and this is 50 milliliters. So I do have another one because I bought 2 to hit free shipping, but I think once I'm done with that, I might just start experimenting with some Japanese sunscreens, just because this one's a little too dewy or greasy looking for my liking. I've got a Peach Slices hand cream. This is perfectly fine hand cream. It is very tiny. Yeah, it's 1.18 ounces, 35 milliliters. So this I finished pretty quickly. I just had it in my purse. But for the price, I think it's around $6. It's kind of pricey for what it is. I'd rather just buy, you know, your generic lotion. More lotion. This is an Acure Body Lotion, and I included this because don't be like me, okay, people? This expired in August 2017. It is April 2019. I kept this around for way too long. So let this be a reminder to go through your things and make sure you're not using expired stuff. In my defense, the smell, the texture didn't change. I kept this on my bedstand, bedstand. I kept this on my nightstand. It doesn't get, very hot in there or anything like that. So I don't think this actually went bad. But still, this was bad, Anna. This is another thing that was expired when I got it. In full transparency, my friend did tell me that this was expired, and she gave this to me in February, and this expired in January of this year. And this is the COSRX Honey Ceramide Eye Cream. I took this from her because I was just going to use this on my whole face, and I was able to use it up within a month. So I didn't feel terrible about using a slightly expired product compared to a very expired product. As a whole face cream, this was fine, very basic. I don't think this had much of a scent. Yeah, no scent. So I think there is a Honey Ceramide face cream. So I would use that over this in the future. But again, I got this for free from a friend, so I was just going to use it up. Lastly, I finished up this Hum supplement. This is Glow Sweet Glow, and it has hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and E. And this had 60 gummies in here, so it lasted a month because you're supposed to take 2 every morning. I never notice a difference when I take supplements versus when I don't. Maybe when I was taking the Live On vitamin C supplements, and when I stopped, I got sick, but it could have been because everyone else was sick. So I went back on to taking vitamin C, and I haven't been sick since, but we don't know if that's just a coincidence or not. I also take a multivitamin, but I'll go for some time and stop taking the multivitamin. I don't feel any different. So I think my philosophy on supplements is it can't hurt. So I just kind of take them whenever I feel like it. So that's it for my empties. My husband has a few empties that he wants me to share with you. This is the Missha All Around Safe Block Daily Sun for Men, and it's SPF 50 PA4 pluses. I think this is pretty much like the Missha sunscreen that I empty all the time. It's either in a pink or white bottle tube that looks exactly like this, except that one is SPF 45 and PA3 pluses. So I'm like, what the heck? The guys get more protection, so I might have to buy one of these for myself and see how this compares. He finished a Schmidt's Jasmine Tea deodorant. This smells really good. If you like jasmine tea, it smells exactly like jasmine tea. It is quite strong, so he has gotten comments like, what's that smell? Not in a bad way, like, people are just genuinely curious about what that smell is, because you don't really smell jasmine tea when you're out walking the world, right? So this has been repurchased many a time. And lastly is the Mint Do All Wash. My husband is definitely a fan of 3-in-1, 30-in-1, if he could, kind of products. So this is a 3-in-1 cleanser. So it's for his face, hair, and body. So he keeps this in the shower, and it smells like grapefruit, I think. Yeah, so it's a very gender neutral scent. And packaging is very gender neutral. We have a ton of backups of this. He loves it because he just needs this one thing in the shower, and it cleanses his whole body. So we'll repurchase forever and ever. I've got seriously 10 backups because I get them on sale and I just stock up and go a little crazy. So that is it for my March empties. I hope I didn't say April empties earlier. I know it's April 1st, but these are all the things that I finished in March. So I hope you liked watching. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products that I've mentioned. But I will see you all in the next one. Bye.